We're live?
We're live.
Excellent. All right. Hello, future humans. PodLayer team back at it again for our Sunday session. This is where we focus on the first degree of PodLayer practice, reading the physiological cues of the mojo phenomenon, the stuff that we can see happening on the surface of the face, and the various other cues that come from different body language cues. So we are working on getting to data bedrock with the A-grade samples. Those are samples that are the easiest to see the cues on. And we've gone through 3 series prior to now, and this is the 4th series, last part of it before we do the final quiz out. And here we're doing between NES and VES. For those who are new here, I'll do a quick recap, is that in the earlier series, there was the eye palettes, physiological cues that come from the eyes, and there are 4 palettes there, Ni, Ni, Vi, and V. And you have to be able to distinguish between them, which is Ni and Vi are what we call the der eyes. They have more of a penetrating quality, more of a natural boundary setting. And then Ni and V are what we call ad eyes. They have more of a receptivity and a lifted quality. Okay, but in telling them apart, there is a subtle difference, which we call VES and NES. Ni and Ni are NES, and those eyes have a dreamy kind of quality, a syncopated rhythm to them. It's hard to describe it into words, but they both have that, as compared to the more earthy and accentuated quality of Vi and V. So it's a subtle thing in that it's separate from der and ad, but it plays off of them. So you have to kind of know that, but be able to let that relax. And that's something that Jarlene and I have been noting in our own going through and quizzing on it, is that they are closely connected to der and ad, but you have to relax the der and ad signals so that the NES and VES can pop out. It's important because NES and VES actually does come up quite a lot as you get more experience. It's a more subtle signal in the beginning, but once you get a taste for it, once you actually grasp onto it, Jarlene and I, we use it all the time to make distinctions early on before we can tell exactly what eye palette they have. We can tell it's going to be either Ni or Ni eye palette, there's a dreaminess, or it's going to be more the earthy palette, either Vi or V. Don't know which one yet, which means you don't know necessarily if it's der or ad. So you may have samples where the signal you're able to pick out first will not be der and ad. It'll actually go off of this, the eye palettes. All right, so we're continuing on, and we are, I guess, picking up where we at, Charlene. How many have we done so far?
We've done 1,500, and out of the 153 that we have, so we have about 1,000 to go.
All right,
a little less than 1,000.
Excellent. All righty, so we'll go ahead and jump in, give introductions, and then we'll get on with the quiz. I am Nai Ji, coach.
All right. And I'm Jarlene.
All right, so we'll try to pick out some of these cues for you early on the samples, and then we'll cruise on a bit. Jarlene and I are actually doing a high level feat here of actually putting a lot of pressure on these samples using different facets of the lens to make sure we have the A grades to data bedrock. We're not there yet. We're going to have to kind of go out and come back, but this is really taking us close. But follow along if you can. You all set?
All set. So whenever you're ready to go ahead and start us off.
Alrighty. So for those who've been following along, who may follow along in the future, one thing to note here is you may find, like I am, that with this sample, her receptivity and the liftedness and drinking in with her eyes, that pops out first, which lets me know this sample is ad versus der. And that can pop out strongly. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to note that, but I'm going to try to really start honing in on the eyes. It may take me several samples to do this, and I'll kind of talk it through as I go, and Jarlene can say what's going on for her as well. But again, I'm feeling that I'm going to need to constantly seek out this signal because it is softer than the der versus ad. But anyway, this has a dreamy quality. It has a more diffuse quality as compared to, in this case, V, which has a more clear, laser-like camera lens quality. So NES. Oh, and one more thing, just mention again, is that with this program is that we will be separating out the first degree of PodLayer practice, which just does the observable topography, physiological cues, and doesn't get to under the hood. So we're going to be using the term nez for this dreamy aesthetic aspect, and that's going to be lined up the word interpretive, but actually interpretive gets into under the hood, which is second degree. And then vez, that is going to be more the earthy, grounded aesthetic signal, but it is linked later on to literal. We're not actually doing that here, but we're going to look to change those words up in the future. So we'll be saying nez and vez for those buttons. All right, nez.
Okay. Here, I guess jumping out to me, let's see. In terms of the eyes, I think I'm seeing a dreaminess in her eyes. They're not like dense and compact, but they are boundary setting. So that I think I'm seeing a dermoja, but of course that's not what we're exactly looking for here. So focusing in just on the eyes themselves, I think I see a dreamy kind of cunning look, and so I'm going to say nez.
All right, nez.
Okay, nez.
Here, vez.
Nez.
Nez.
Vez. Okay, so here, maybe you can help me with him. So what I was seeing, okay, I think maybe the just the smile that impacted me a lot. One, I noticed that right away and was kind of distorting the overall signal, because I was just getting like some sort of earthy earnestness.
Now on that, since you mentioned it,
yeah,
there aren't a lot of pictures on this guy, at least back in the day, but maybe we can look for some more in the future here. That picture is from the show. And in the show, he plays a very folksy local cop.
Okay.
Very colloquial, very well-meaning, but simple. And he's making that look right there. It's interesting because he is kind of playing a character that you might associate more with being Vez, like conceptually. So it's interesting to note he's putting on a face here. I realize that, so I should probably try to find a better picture because he's actually in character there. I think the other actors, I tried as much as possible to not have them in character.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Do you want me to write them down, or are you taking?
I got them down. Steiner, Sagan.
All right. Cool. You're up.
Vez.
Okay. Nez.
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 Vez.
Nez.
Vez. Okay, okay, here's what happened. I was being struck by the yangness of her bracing look, and her eyes looked really bright, really like preternaturally bright. And so I was thinking, but I think it's the V, right? The I and the V. So I should have focused instead on whether there was tightness around the eyes and some sort of concern, which I don't see. Is that right? Is that the way you would approach this one?
Well, it's interesting because it's more subtle. That is a way to get to it. That'd be sort of like a helping stone, which will be done in this one because this is a more subtle signal, which is why you have to do dir and add first, really, to work with it. But so yes, you can do it that way. Another way is, well, yeah, if you're not seeing it outright, that would be the way to go. So you can break it down. So you can either take it as nez vez, like you feel it's earthy, because you saw bright. So the question I would say is like, I'll give you two answers. One, a more advanced answer for you because you're very advanced, and another one I would give to someone who's working at a more beginner level. So for the more advanced is, it was bright, but was it dreamy? Because right now it seems like the V, it is a very striking aesthetic feature, but that V brightness doesn't mean dreamy. So looking for the dreamy versus earthy dichotomy and staying away from a cue in your mind that is with the power. Because that brightness, and like, you know, particularly the halos, it's more like the V, I think, that was jumping out. Because otherwise, you know, if it's knee brightness, if you saw knee and V brightness the same way conceptually in your mind, then when you saw brightness, it would immediately make you think Vez. So more likely that brightness feels stronger in your mind with V. Am I?
Yeah.
So that's for this drill. And not all, when you're doing this whatever reading and you're just using whatever you can, then it's not wrong to have that strong association. But here we're trying to work on a muscle that would not be using that association. We'll be operating at a dichotomy that's a bit less broken down, right? It's not yet broken out of powers yet. But then for a person who's a beginner, then I would actually, you know, use the advice that you gave, which is if you're having a hard time, try to see if you can figure out if you're looking at a dir or an ad, and then go from there. Because you're like, oh, it's dir, then am I seeing tightness versus, you know, and so on.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Sure. Okay, let's see here. And this is one that you and I were touching on the other day. I think this might be one of those cases, and this is good because, again, that those words and what they resonate with as far as your facets. I think this is a likable Vez. Am I right? Is it a likable Vez? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So that was something I was doing, is that I was certain samples that I particularly find like, oh, they seem really easy to get along with. You know, there's a deep-seated thing being, you know, myself, a person that has spent most of my time in my life around Nez mojos, Nez Jez usually. So when I get that feeling of comfortability with a given sample, that comfortability can be like, oh, that is like a one-to-one, the comfortability I feel with those who are more Nez or Nez Jez mojos, but not necessarily. So this has been very helpful, this drill, kind of separating those feelings out. So affable, and for me personally, likable Vez.
Nice. Right. Say Vez.
Vez.
Nez.
Nez.
Nez. Oh, okay. I was going with, I think I got caught by the likable thing, but but I'm wondering on this one, because he has the same, even though, you know, it's like clean shaven versus not clean shaven, but as far as the expression itself, he has the same exact pretty much expression, one more close up than the other. If we could find a different picture with a different look, I think that would add more clues to this particular sample.
Okay, cool. Got it. His name?
Kurt Menefee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Sure thing. All right. Vez.
Nez.
Vez.
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 Nez.
Nez.
Vez.
Vez.
Nez. Oh, okay. Here I was struck just by the warmth and being out there, and the eyes. Yeah, I guess there is more of a tightness. Do you mind if I see a little more of this sample?
Yeah, I think one thing too, just knowing you is that, and myself as well, is that his G is a bit more reassuring than sometimes G Vi are for us, because the Vi signal, sometimes the G signals, you know, comforting or reassuring, it's a little harder to get into. His seems pretty easy to get into.
Yeah, it seems very reassuring, even if you were more of a dreamy person.
Yes, exactly.
Like more accepting of that.
Yes.
With the charisma and like wanting to socially interact with lots of different kinds of people. That's kind of what the signal I'm getting. Yeah. Okay, but I do see, I mean, there's more tightness here in the eyes.
It kind of reminds me of, and this is another case that was hard for me to see this for a
Momoa,
while.
right?
Exactly.
Momoa? Okay, because that's who
Yes.
me. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. That's. Okay, this is helpful. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Nez.
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 Vez.
Nez.
Vez.
Nez.
Vez.
Nez.
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 Bez. Oh, okay. He seemed like the hangingness or like the closed, sleepy sort of eyes. I confused that with, or I was thought I was seeing tightness.
Yeah, they seem more slitted than tight. You take a look at them?
Yeah, please. Okay, seeing him here in these pictures.
Okay, so maybe we can look at a different pic. I got on the same kind of time era. Maybe I can get one with these.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Even like something like this.
Cool.
Of a different time era would be helpful.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Vez.
Nez. Oh, okay. Her, what happened was actually what got me was the actress turned activist thing, you know, because she speaks out. I know, like, just in pop culture, you know, that she's been on Fox and everything, and I was you know, that I wasn't actually looking at the cues of the pictures, to be honest.
Yeah.
I realize now I'm in a mental shortcut of, oh, this is a, you know, like an activist actress, you know, which not always. Now I'm like, it's expanding my mind, but many times that is a Nez mojo.
And I myself, that's a over association. I trying to loosen as well, like controversialness with Nez, because it's not one-to-one like that at all. You know what I mean? Right. And even if that's a trend in general, I over leaned on that. So I'm also conceptually pulling back there.
Okay, cool. But I did see but just on the merit of the cues, I do see just clear, compact eyes, like the perception, and it looks clear like V. So, yeah.
Yeah, seems exactly. Compacted, do you mean sort of like flat?
Yeah, flat, maybe, like, and not diffuse.
Yeah.
You know, not like, because sometimes it seems more like fog.
It seems like HD. They have like HD eyes.
Yeah, versus the foggy, more abstract quality of the pupils that Nez has.
Yeah, slightly fuzzier. Lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And everyone, that's why we separated the first degree out, is because actual second degree also has, you know, what's going on under the hood, but there's also the issue that the first degree is trying to just see it, because really it's difficult to name it without, like we're doing here, we're hinting at things under the hood, like Nez and controversial. a natural predisposition to being controversial, that's getting into under the hood psychology. You know what I mean? And so that's why it's so tricky. There is something probably going on there, but what exactly it is, we want to keep as clean as possible. So the first degree, we're trying to focus on just noting the aesthetics, but it's tricky to describe them, isn't it, Charlene, without hinting at under the hood? So it's fun though. It's fun. Like you were saying, at the end you kind of just go back to what you're observing and then just try to noodle like some words around it to make to get another person like John and I both can do it, who can both see it, to try to come with like words that we can agree on, get us on the green, so to speak. But at the end of the day, it's VIs, it's NES, it's those and that's why those are those unique words. Because to keep it clean, you really just have to associate those unique words with these unique aesthetic quality observations, and then from there, trying to put it into that's kind of like the professional speak. In layperson speak, lay people don't have that lexicon yet, so they need like English words or whatever language they come from that are already in existence that will help point their eyes what it is they're looking for, those subtle aesthetics. So it's fun to try to figure out, because obviously ourselves, we often just go, it's this or this, like we just say V or knee. I mean, we just use the words because we have this huge purified visual library of what those words mean. But without that, like right now, it's really kind of fun on the Sunday sessions. We know that people are either watching now or in the future, and so they're not there yet, and so they need words they already know to look for, to train their eyes on, to see actually a phenomenon they're going to need a new word for.
Nope.
JIV. All right, so NES.
NES.
VES.
VES.
NES.
NES. Oh, okay. I was having a lot of trouble with her because she seemed. I was seeing cunningness, cunning, and like playfulness.
Yeah.
And I couldn't separate out the dreamy from not. Also, this picture is quite fuzzy.
Fuzzy. Okay, we'll take a look at that one too. Carly. Hollander.
Cool.
NES.
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 VES.
NES.
VES.
NES, is that? Yeah, NES.
VES.
VES.
NES.
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 VES.
VES. Okay, her eyes look really bright, and I thought
be bright again, yeah.
Yeah, she may have been a Vijay. That's why I was like, and also because this picture, she's looking down. I wasn't
good because with the Vijay versus Jinai, you're going to be comparing. You can try to figure it out two ways. One is because if you're at that point, that means you've seen Ab and Jez, right? But you're not yet seeing Dur versus Ad. A way of telling it apart is you could use the discernments, but it looked like you were being called to the eyes. This is good because actually it would be the NES versus VES weighing that would help tell apart the eyes. If the Dur and Ad isn't popping.
Yeah. So can I take a look? Yeah, sure. Another look at her. Yeah, I see it more in these pictures. Yeah, because I can see it toning the eyes more and the warmth.
All right, we'll go to picture.
Search. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Oh, you for her as well, Amanda Baker. Look at that, Amanda Baker. All right. Vez.
Bez.
Nez.
Nez.
Vez.
Bez.
Nez.
Bez.
Nez.
Nez.
Vez.
Bez.
Vez.
Nez.
Vez.
Nez.
Nez.
Bez.
Nez.
Bez. Bez.
Nez.
Nez.
Vez.
Nez.
Is it my turn?
It is.
Vez.
Vez.
Jez. Sorry, Nez. See, her mouth is pale. I was like, Jez.
Vez.
Vez.
Bez.
Nez.
Nez.
Vez.
Bez.
Nez.
Nez.
Vez.
Nez.
Nez.
Bez.
Vez.
Nez. Okay, if we could get a see if we could get a different picture as she's actually looking at the camera, that would be helpful. Or looking more towards the camera.
See what we can
Because it
do.
would be hard to, I think, for those who are not, who are just starting off, it might be hard.
All right. Let's see what we can do. Vez.
Nez.
Vez.
Vez.
Nez.
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 Vez.
Nez.
Nez.
Vez.
Nez.
Vez. Okay, so here what got me was the weariness of his eyes. And yeah, they just seemed weary. And I thought maybe Visey.
I said, but the weary, do you see a heaviness, not around the eyes, but in the eyes themselves, that sort of denseness?
I don't.
Okay.
Um,
Takes a look at them.
yeah, that would be helpful. Oh, well, and the younger ones, I can see it a lot. Can we maybe do one from another time frame as well?
All right, let's see what we can do. Well, I'm not sure what the resolution is. We can look for it. What's his name again?
Duncan Regier.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Cool. Right. You're up.
Yeah. Nez.
Nez.
Vez.
Vez. Oh, okay. Her eyes look bright.
They are bright and diffuse.
Yeah, they're diffuse. You're right. They're not. Don't have that clear HD quality. Okay. All right. That I already see it right away.
No worries. Nez.
Okay, here she's giving me a mixed signal in my mind, but that probably one of them is misleading. But her eyes look really bright, and she has a hip like alternative sort of energy to her, which sometimes is Ned's, but like that's not necessary. That's not what I can observe. So from what I can observe in the eyes, they're looking really clear to me. So I'm gonna say Vez. Okay. Cool.
Jivey. She was a Jivey.
Okay, that's okay. Good. So yeah, I should just go away from the styling kind of.
That's good, but it's good to talk it out because those things are there, and by noting them and talking them out, you can kind of like undo them and set them aside. I'm doing constantly myself.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right, Nez.
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 Vez.
Nez.
Nez.
Vez.
Vez.
Nez.
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 Okay, here I'm getting a mix. So she has a little more sleepy set eyes, but I don't see. I don't necessarily see like. So I'm going to say Nez, but she may be Vez. Okay, she is Nez. Okay, good. I see.
Vez.
Nez.
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 Vez.
Nez.
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 Vez.
Nez.
Vez. Oh, okay. Here, I seeing a lot of yangness. That I'm seeing bracing right away. And here, when she had her squinty-eyed look, it looked like it may have been, like earthy.
To me, I'm getting possibly combative,
Uh-huh.
or you know what I mean, or like
Yeah.
cagey maybe.
Uh-huh.
Cagey can have a hard look to it when you can see like the one on the left, she looks a bit like she's being hidden, and the one on the right a bit like she's looking through something. But
Uh-huh.
since you brought it up, let's take a look at her.
Yeah.
I see what you mean by the yang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You should see her next to Hillary Clinton. No one picture it. She seems kind of maybe more like nervous, alert.
She is more
So I
at
don't know if that's,
attention.
yeah, she seems like wary.
Right. Here.
You see video?
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah, 'cause especially with Nye and Vi, that the lilt versus the drone can be very helpful.
Yeah, I don't hear any drone.
Yeah, I can't hear from here. Let's keep it. Let me look at myself real quick. Her name is
Jen Palmieri. What are your thoughts?
She has a little croakiness in her voice.
She does.
I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna pull her, take a little look at it.
Okay.
Just make sure. Because
were you having trouble hearing the interview that I was playing?
Yes.
So let me hold on 1 second.
But anyway, on what I was listening to, I was hearing some croakiness, and you and I are going to get a huge upgrade with our ZVi lens. Oh, hello.
Yeah, so that's what I think.
But we'll get a huge upgrade going over these Olympics. We're going to see a lot of ZVi different riffs. So.
See. See if maybe that changes.
All right. Thank you.
Let's
see. Anyway, I was saying is that we'll be seeing a lot of ZVi lady new riffs with the Olympic coverage. So I think it'd be good to kind of circle back for these cases to give us any kind of wobbliness. All right, is that yours? Hello? Hello? I think whatever you did, I can't hear you anymore. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, you can just type it in.
I could hear you. You couldn't hear me?
Mm-mm.
Microphone.
Is here, I hear you now.
What's that?
Let's see if we can hear each other now. All right. I guess you're not supposed to have dead air, but what can you do? Sometimes these things happen. Hello? Still can't hear her.
I can't hear you. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Wait, still time to charge.
We'll see. Hello? Do you think we should log off then and try to figure it out? And Hello? Hello? Can you